everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville, episode number 94, recorded on, oh god, what's the date? Somebody get that for me.
February
24th?
Oh, yeah.
20 something? Anybody have? Oh, hey,
my watch is on the wrong setting.
February 24th, 2013. I am your host, Apple Cider. Hello, everyone. Everyone outside is making the what is his name? Snowflake sound of just going, ugh. But we are live here at Las Pegasus Unicon 2013. Very glad to have here. Got a host of very special guests that are coming in. And as always, very glad to have you, regardless if you're listening to this either on the podcast feed later, if you are listening to this live. We're doing this on Canterlot Radio's official live or Ustream account. So hello, everyone. You get to actually make a face to my weird voice. My compatriot today is Fetchbeer. Hey, Fetch.
Hello.
Zebra friend of the show.
A very zebra friend.
Great to have you on. And just to explain a little bit, what you've got your vendor thing down there, but what would everybody know you from, and what do you do?
Mostly they should probably know my butts by now because I've drawn about 20 different pony flanks that are currently on mouse pads down at my table.
Are they now?
And I occasionally get around to actually drawing real things, and then when I'm not actually drawing, I am part of the Artist Training Ground alumni group on DeviantArt, where we try to encourage new artists to come out and start drawing.
Okay, excellent. And then have you had any, just to give maybe a few examples of some people that people might know that have went through that? Are there any like big notable names or moderate notable names?
No really notable names come to mind right now.
Okay, no problem. So good to have you on. We're going to have you. We'll probably end up having some other people filter in during the day. We may have a super special guest coming up. I don't want to. I teased it a little bit pre-show, but I do not want to tease it just in case it doesn't happen. But there are some very important people that are running the hallways right now. Just to give one more update for those of you that are listening to the stream, and maybe those that are listening a little bit past tense right now. Right now, there is a little bit of a issue at the convention that we're at. There is some what we're having to term as overextension that's happened at the convention related to the con budget. The VAs, ourselves, the media are all trying to work together super hard to try and help out because what we're afraid of is some very bad things happening down the pipeline that could affect the conventions as a whole, and then subsequently the fandoms as a whole. Unfortunately, I cannot be any more specific than that, just based off of how things are at this time. I'm sure once everything clears and we can be a little bit more frank about it, we will definitely have that information your way. But what we need you to do, if you have just the tiniest bit of resources, there are two things that would really favor us. If you go to Derby Hooves News, Equestria Daily, Celestia Radio, if you go to any of the major news sites, there's going to be a post there about Las Pegasus Unicon. Please click on it. There's a donation link that goes to an Everfree Radio link. Yes, that's true. We're actually working with Everfree Radio on this one. It's that important. And we just want to help out and try and take care of this mess before it gets any bigger. So if you can donate to it, I know a lot of you are remote and listening to this, and maybe even listening to this after the fact. And anything that you can contribute to that, trust me, is going to help in the long run. I don't want to have you panic or anything. All of this is going into a centralized fund to try and help out any of this stuff. And trust me, this is causing a lot of the groups that maybe have animosity and kind of grind against each other for one reason or another. Is giving them a reason to try and band together so that we can try and protect a part of the fandom that is in danger at this point. So unfortunately, that is all I can say of safety. So if you can, just go over, find the post that is over there on EQD, DHN, find that, donate what you can. And hopefully this will cause everything to blow over. As an addition to what's happening, they've lowered the prices of stuff that's down there. All the VAs are signing things for $10-15. There are photographs and everything being traded along. It's a big communal effort to try and take care of a really difficult situation. But anything you can do in the interim for this, it's a major benefit. So thank you all. By the way, Starry posted the lower autograph. There also is a second post that was a excuse me, that was a update that actually has the correct link for online donations. So just an update on that. So big important scary news out of the way that had to be on the top of the show. Now we actually get to move forward. Fetch, there is two very important things that I have to ask you before we start any part of the show. Unfortunately, I have to tell you that I have to hit the big red button over here and stop it if you do not answer it.
Oh my.
And I'm so happy that nobody at this point has decided to troll us and completely just say no and then end show. But I have to know from you, favorite character and favorite episode.
Oh, good. You didn't say favorite pony for once.
No, favorite character.
So I am actually allowed to say Zecora as my favorite character of the show.
Absolutely. There's definitely been Spike. We have had Spike. I'm trying to recall if we've had any other like really, really bizarre ones. Well, we did have. I think what was it? One of the crew from Buck had some of the horses from Horseland as their favorite. So just to be weird. But Zecora, why Zecora?
Well, back when I was getting into the fandom, I just started making comments on some websites, and one day someone told me that my comment was just off, and it wasn't good enough for what I was usually doing. And so just on the spur of a moment, I made a rhyme for them, replying to their comment about my comment not being good enough. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of stuck, and I spent the next I think 6 months only posting everything in rhymes. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that I wasn't actually communicating with people because it just took too long to figure out a rhyme for everything. But I'd adopted Zecora as my avatar at some point in there, and then eventually I gave her a wine shirt so I could make my own zebra, and then I changed her hairdo at some point, and there was my OC born out of Zecora.
Yeah, just completely changed whole cloth, just pop right out of Zecora. What's the significance of Fetchbeer?
Fetchbeer is actually just synonyms of my real name.
Really?
So it's like, take the first word, adjust a bit, and the second word, adjust a bit, and that's...
Well, if any of you listening at home, if you're really good with phonetics, you can now figure out Fetchbeer's actual name.
I'm pretty sure I accidentally signed up somewhere under my real name and cross-linked the two, so it's probably not that hard anymore.
So our team of internet sleuths will be working on this. Maybe.
Is it? No, I only have the vendor badge because mine didn't actually get printed.
Oh, lucky you.
Oh no. And now the screen went dark. I can't see the IRC anymore. If anybody says anything fun, Starry, please tell me.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. I said we're gonna have some. Okay, I won't clap. We're gonna have some really good people coming in. As said, so may have some guests that will actually show up. That is going to be very cool. But let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. It's time to go ahead and talk about our sponsors. Our usual sponsor, as always, we love them. They've got a bunch of merch down here today, and it is We Love Fine. They are purveyors of awesome t-shirt, gear, bags, swag, whatever you want. You can find those over at welovefine.com. If you use Bronyville 10, you can get 10% off of your purchase, which definitely takes care and knocks down that shipping price a little bit. And they're always giving away deals, and they've got new, I believe with the coronation, they've got a whole bunch of new Alatoise stuff, so you can go check that out. And that's very cool, so go ahead and check that. That's We Love Fine, welovefine.com. Our other, let me try and remember our other guests. We definitely have MLPcomics.com, who is our friend Inky Spot's website with all the comic book information. Hopefully he's updated it, though he has been busy. I know that he and Sandy are down at a convention right now. That's why my usual partner is not here this week. He is manning another convention. But yeah, go to MLP Comics. You can get the different varieties of the front covers all listed there. So you can have a very, very great time and enjoy the new MLP style comics, MLPcomics.com. And let's see. Hey, we got somebody I can add into the stream here, and he can actually show me how his laptop turns back on. I don't know. This one just went dark, and I was like, the IRC room. Where does it go? Hey, Shamrock, you want to sit down?
I'll sit here.
Okay, and we're adding in another one. DJ Shamrock of Celestia Radio's jumping in.
I'm not sure if my mic is on.
Is his mic on?
It is, I think.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good
to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We just finished the introductions, but I have to make sure, as usual for our show, we have some very big specifics that we have to add in. Favorite character and favorite episode.
Ah, yes. Well, Rainbow Dash. Best
okay.
pony. I like the Zakora though.
Can't get away from having a Dash fan on my show all the time.
You can't. You really can't. And then as far as favorite episode, man, I think the last time I spoke with you it was either early on in season 3, I think.
Maybe.
Was it the last time I was on the show? But I think it was before Wonderbolt Academy.
Okay.
I will say, you know, I'm because my mind changes depending on what day it is. I'll say that I think that's my fave of season 3, because I'm a huge Top Gun fan and I'm a huge Rainbow Dash fan, and both of those things just like. The only thing that could have made that the perfect episode would be a huge rock ballad just in the middle, just out of nowhere.
What would have made it better is if they would have played beach volleyball at some point.
That would have been. Hey, the Aviators.
Hanging with the boys.
The Aviators was a pretty lulzy thing that happened. I was quite surprised with that, but.
Hanging with the boys. And just Rainbow Dash, just doing like, lightning dust, just
you know, it's like
that would have
sand.
Oh, that would have been so good.
It would have been pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So, all right, excellent. Good to have you on. We're gonna just go through the news. As I said, I don't have any docs this week. If you are looking at this, trying to find the doc, I might make one after the fact, but more than likely not. Probably won't. Well, since I'm recording, I can't. So, once it starts recording, I can't add a stream. So it's just gonna be 3. Yeah. That's just how it works. Okay, Sarah, what will be, will be.
So wait, so what?
No, just it's for the high def audio recording that I'm doing right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
So what, so I...
No, you're good.
Okay,
All of
right.
us are good. We're all
okay.
good. I limited it to 3.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
Just to give an idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. We're going to go ahead and do the news time. Fandom fire status, I will state at this point, is question, exclamation, question, exclamation. Because we can't say much, but there's definitely something big and steaming that we need your help with. I've explained it earlier. Las Pegasus, at least help across on Twitter. We really could need your help. If it's something where all the media groups are banding together amongst their various clashes, understand that this is a important issue.
I'll say real quickly too. I just came from the Everfree Network room where there's a recording, basically a press conference with John Delancey, because he's getting interviewed at the same time. And Everfree's in there, Bronyville Live is in there, Fob Equestria, Celestia Radio, like basically all the media groups are in that room. There's just like 10 or 15 of us, and everybody's got their cameras out, you know, on it, like a full-on Brony press conference. And I've never really seen anything like it happen before ever. I'll say, you know, everything aside from what I've ever felt about EFR or anybody else, like, that felt kind of cool.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in that room, because everybody was totally
just
pro,
down to business.
Absolutely pro, and you know, switching, asking questions, you know, like a normal press conference, and it was truly pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, and who knows, maybe better stuff will come out of this. Well, it'll be interesting to see.
All I could think of in my head so far, from starting last night when we found out about this incident all the way through today, was the song "A True True Friend" was repeating over and over and over in my head this whole time. And
Do we have to change our destinies, guys?
And it really like fits in my head, just the whole theme of that. And I was like, man, there's a lot of feels going on right now.
Our destiny has been changed, and we need to change it back. that is definitely that is more apt than it probably should be.
Yeah.
Which one of us turns into an alicorn at the end?
I don't think zebras get to be alicorns, so I'm out.
Considering an alicorn is also part earth pony, I'm going to have to try and avoid that as much as possible. So.
Then since it is earth pony, I'm sorry. I guess I'll have to take the hit on that. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to, as I said, I don't have anything here, so I'm just going to scan through the news that we have thus far and try and see what we have before any big guesties show up, if that happens. Let's see, the first bit of news that we're going to go ahead and do there, we had, let's see, Sonic Rainboom has an official release trailer that just went out.
Really?
For more of the information, you can find that on your Equestria Daily or anything. Ooh, sorry, baby. You can find that on the Equestria Daily, but I've really been liking just the quality and everything that's been coming out of the double Rainboom animation. I think it's quite amazing that what's been actually generated on that. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I've loved everything I've seen on it. And I know some of the people are working on it, and they keep everything super secret from me. So it's like, come on, let me see more. I need to know what happens in this.
Yeah, fully voiced, everything like that. It's really quite an interesting project that they've got going. I think it is ambitious, the fact that like we've had small little micro animations and stuff like that, but they're going for a full episode quality, 22-minute actual episode. So that's quite a feat there.
I'm really looking forward to this and to a lot of the other projects that maybe not are similar, but in the same field. Like I know a lot of what started out as radio plays and things like that, now they're starting to get into picture slides, and now they're slowly doing animations and stuff like Rainbow Dash Presents is doing, to full-blown animated episodes like this, the Sonic Rainbow or whatever. And to have that, and looking forward to how that's going to impact the media quality and programming and stuff for things like Candlelight TV and some of the other television broadcast stations for the Brony fandom. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that accelerates into the, we've come a long way from the very beginning to where it was all publicated stuff, and then you picked up on audio stuff, and then video followed. Just to see full blown where this is going to go I'm really excited to see how it can impact everything. Yeah, good luck to those guys. I'm going to be interested to see how they pull that across and how that ends up going. So that's very, very cool. Next little news article, Shamrock, I gave you my tablet the other day to take a look at some of the comics. I don't know if you were able to actually plow through any of them. I got through a bit. I think I was immediately distracted. I was like, this is awesome. And then, 50,000 other things happened at the same time. I've been pretty schizophrenic off the wall here the whole
convention time. Well,
but I've talked to Andy enough, and
as I've heard, I understand there were streams and weird stuff happening with you guys.
There's lots of incriminating evidence. Yeah. It's all going to be on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some of it is already.
Yeah. So where we're going with this is that I am always a steadfast lover of the new My Little Pony comics that are out there. And as said, we've been dealing with Andy Price through the weekend. He's been a champ. He's an awesome guy. Really, really enjoy working with him. But there actually is the first micro series came out a few days ago. Actually, the very beginning of the con, the My Little Pony micro series #1 featuring Twilight Sparkle. It is okay. It is not. My review of it is not as glimmering or as great as the original. I find that their artwork is, I love their artwork, I love their writing. This is far more episode style, slice of life, like little nugget inside of there. It feels a lot more like something that could actually be an episode instead of like the grand adventure fic that they've got going on with the actual comic, which micro series is a one-off. You would expect some of that. The art style is a little bit. If Twilight feels okay, Celestia and Spike look weird, but besides that, I mean, it's definitely. I would take a look at it. The cover itself that they made, the one where Twilight has written this fan fiction where she is just this amazing wizard, and Spike is just reading it, laughing the whole time, is probably just worth it in the print of that itself. So that's good. But yeah, give it a shot. I know a lot. I've turned a lot of you on to the comics as of late. I don't know. Fetch, had you actually seen any of them?
I haven't had a chance to pick those up.
I'm gonna have to smack both of you with this tablet later and make you read them because they're good. They're so good.
All for everything that Andy's done with us here at the con, I'll have to just.
Oh, he's such a pro too.
Honor him
awesome.
To do that.
Ooh, delicious. Thank you. He's such a pro too because he's just
he's a chill guy.
He's awesome, and he one of the great things heard about it is they were like, it's very interesting that the art style for the main comic was not like straight cut and copy of the show, and he's like, yeah, if they did that, I never would have. I have to be able to put my spin and my touch on it. And I think that's just made the comic that much better. So it's good that during the summer we're gonna have that. While we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with season 4.
Yeah. And on that quick note, I did get a text from one of our Canterlot TV directors, Periwinkle, and he said in reference to the changing our destinies thing, he says, "Sorry, Sham, Princess Shamrock is now my headcanon. I'll have a picture/sketch shortly." So not sure how to feel about that, but
can she have the beard? Will it be pre or post beard?
I don't know.
When you ascend, is the beard there or not? Are you going to ascend later? Is the beardless form of you the actual Alicorn version?
Maybe it's some kind of thing like the beard is like my mortal self that's like keeping me grounded.
Is the beard the spell you needed to set? you needed it to reach a particular length before it actually grew.
It's sort of like like in different animes or something. It's that one like power source thing that's like a power link thing that's holding you back. Whether it's if you're a Bleach fan, whether it's the eye patch.
What's going to be sad is that since you're taking off the beard for charity and just a little bit, which is kind of sad because it would have been nice to have a beard off on the show with you and Bob and just have two massively bearded men just be like My Little Pony. Nothing greater than that.
Beards are magic.
Yep. Let's see.
Perry says the beard will sprout its own wings also.
So the beard is the alicorn. That explains
Beardicorn. Yes. Princess Beardicorn is now a thing. Hashtag Princess Beardicorn at Celestia Radio.
Well, moving on to some of the other stuff. I don't know if either of you have caught the latest Friendship is Witchcraft that just released.
We actually, after the whole shindig that went down here when we got kicked out of the skyboxes for a little too much of this, we headed down or up to our penthouse, and we did end up watching it. And though I'm like I say, there's two kinds of people: mentally advanced people and Friendship is Witchcraft people. Being a mentally advanced person, I will say, totally honestly, I did not hate this episode of Friendship is Witchcraft. I thought it was a lot better paced than most of the other ones I've seen. There were only a few lapses, and there were only a few parts where I went, this is typical, Friendship is Witchcraft humor that I'm not into. But for like 80-90% of the episode, I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I admit to not watching much of those. Unfortunately, I'm just, for some reason, both the Friendship is Witchcraft and the mentally advanced series just kind of float above me for some reason. I need to jump into those at some point. But it's really, really kind of I don't know. And it's funny because I love Flim Flam Philosophies, like his Rainbow Dash Presents, so much.
Yeah.
I really need to get into.
You got to get into the canon of the everything.
I know.
It's tied in.
I got to do that. But yeah, that's a big one. I don't usually talk about this particular person in his movies, but why not? Let's just do it.
YOLO.
Did either of you see Swag Move?
I haven't.
I have.
Oh, the worst person here has seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh man, does
Okay.
that means I'm the only one that gets to talk about this?
And granted, remember, mostly family-friendly show on this one.
Okay.
But you can make up anything you like about it, since neither of us know anything.
You could just put a big like censor bar over me, like when I know.
Not for kids.
To preface how I'm gonna answer this swag move question, Perry just texted me, booty rocking everywhere. So in all caps.
Sure.
So swag move. From what I heard, because like I guess he made it and then like he lost it or like it got deleted or something somehow. They had to remake it all over. That's why it took so long. He hot diggity, I guess, when he made it, from what I understand, was just kind of like YOLO whatever, and just kind of did it and did not give a single care about. I guess
No
how
hugs
it turned
were
out,
given that
pretty
day.
much. But you know, he did though. I think it's the best one. There's a lot of really. It's the most over the top of all of them, which is saying a lot.
Well, that's saying a lot because I saw Shed, and that was the one where I had. Shed was the one where I was just like, I'm out.
Shed's the worst.
Holy crap, I'm out of this.
Shed's the worst one in terms
oh,
of.
Man, Shed was uncomfortable.
Stay out of my
was just
shed.
Shed was. Oh man, but I guess. But the thing is, I really enjoyed Apple.
Yeah,
but Shed was the point. I was just like. I'm pretty sure I don't like how this feels anymore.
But they did tie back in with Apple because we haven't actually seen Applejack since the rest of the series. And you know, at the end, there's I won't really spoil it necessarily for anybody. But there is an unbelievably that feels like really sad moment for Applejack, which I'm not, I'm the typical person who I'm not the biggest Applejack fan. But so to sit there and go, wow, I feel bad right now for Applejack, at the very end of it, was very interesting. So in a very strange turn of events, Hot Diggity Demon almost ending on a sad, emotional note on the whole series. So I don't know where that came from, but it's there.
I might venture back into that world. As said, it was something where after Shed, I was just like, nope. So I might have to just give it another shot and see how that is. I think the final bit of news we're going to go ahead and end with, and this is probably one of the bigger ones of the week, is the Main 6 releases statement regarding Fighting is Magic C and D. So they decided that. So they went into and added a little bit more explanation of some of the stuff that they have that's been going on with Fighting is Magic. Of course, as we had mentioned in the show earlier, or in a previous episode, they received a cease and desist from Hasbro, which means stop work, don't do anything. We don't want that anymore, which is a bummer because I know that. I don't even like fighting games, and that looked really interesting. And, Sandy especially is actually into fighting games and was really, really gunning for that. So the information that they gave in a summary is listed here at derpyhoovesnews.com, which is the quick summary is, yes, development on the game has stopped for now per Hasbro's request. They are trying to contact people and squirming out from under the C&D or triumphantly throwing it off as it smashes into 1,000 pieces. We are still waiting on a couple of replies, but we are not getting our hopes up. This post will go over a bunch of questions, but one of the main things that they have here, we aren't done yet regardless how this turns out, so please stay tuned.
I'm actually... There's so much stuff that's happened in the last week, I guess. I was actually shocked that that happened this week. It feels like a millennia ago that happened because so many things have been happening.
Well, that was like 2 weeks ago that the actual scene. But this is
regardless.
This is the restatement of what's going on. Yeah.
I will.
Fandom Fire status has constantly been between like.
Yeah, it's just ever since Alicorn Twilight, like pretty much the whole.
Two weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we made the Phantom Fire status nearly a quasar. So
yeah,
we were.
I will actually default if Calc, do you want to come on?
Yeah, just to
because he was
speak
involved
closely,
with it.
Speak closely into this. Shamrock is going to stay away.
Well, I'm going to actually go, because I want to kind of go support the con.
Okay, go Shammy.
And go buy some things and get some stuff signed. So I'm going to switch it off to Calcos here.
Calcos, sliding
I'm
in
going to go
here.
spend some money.
Excellent, good, and I don't.
Everyone else do it too.
And thank you, so that way I don't end up keep hitting that with my foot. I felt like a very bad person. Calcos, hello.
Hello there.
Okay, before you say a word, you know that there's two things that I have to have on this show. It's going to be favorite character and favorite episode.
Favorite character is rarity. Favorite episode is that's actually a really tough one. My favorite episode in recent memory has got to be Too Many Pinkies, but as far as all time, a dog and pony show.
Okay.
And I think that's because that's the episode that really got me to become a rarity fanatic. As you can plainly see, I have a problem.
You have a rarity hat. you have Jim Butt Pony hat on right now, and Jim Butt Lady on your shirt. So you definitely.
Oh my God! It's a matching hat because the other day he was wearing a white one with his white shirt.
Oh man. You have it.
Well, a lot of them are gifts because I say Rarity is best pony on my live streams, and so people give me this stuff.
Okay. Well, so let's do this.
Yeah.
So you have some more insight on the Fighting is Magic.
Yes. Alongside your co-host Sandy, I am a member of the Fighting Game Bronies, and for those of you that don't know, the Fighting Game Bronies are a group of people that work alongside Main Six when needed. We know the developers. We're all fighting game fanatics as well as Bronies. Hence the reason why the group was started in the first place. So when it comes to the game itself, we all figured that this might eventually happen. As a matter of fact, it probably would eventually happen, but it was better for them to try anyway.
And it seemed like it kind of coincided with the big push for Evo.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The thing is that people keep thinking that when it comes to a trademark dispute, when it comes to publicity for the game, that Evo, that's the reason why the game was shut down, too much exposure. That's not true, because if it were, then it would have been shut down after the Canterlot Gardens stream, the Quarter Circle Hoof. The reason why is because Brony's mass donated to Fighting is Magic over $5,000, even more. I believe that Hasbro may have looked at that and said, this game can garner money, it's not cool. Mm-hmm. And regardless of whether it's to charity or whether it's to Hasbro or not, they are a company that needs to protect their IP, especially when it generates cash. And unfortunately, for it to be at Evo, it would need to generate cash flow to people other than Hasbro. And because Hasbro is not willing to grant a license, they had to slap a C&D on it. And as of now, the future of the game is in limbo.
Yeah, and it unfortunately, we've covered this before, it's kind of one of those unfortunate things of when you see a project get as ambitious and as like full-formed as this. We've been chomping at the bit for over a year and a half, 2 years for, to go like, all right, when do we play it? When do we do this? Oh, it looks so good. Oh, I want to punch Applejack. You just want to, it looks so nice. And to feel like you're just that close to it. So close to just,
I can say right now, the game was approximately 80% done by the time of the C&D. And not only that, but they had figured it out because they ripped open the code and were able to allow things that they said they weren't able to, like stage select and sound options. They said back in the summer when they did the demonstration at Evo that they were not able to do those features. They were able to do those features. There was that light at the end of the tunnel. If the C&D was not slapped on them, I predicted that I think we could have seen the game by May. At the soonest. And they worked way too hard. There is some good news. The group is still together, although there's only 5 developers because one of them quit 2 days before the C&D was announced.
And I heard like only one artist left, or I don't even know.
Something like that. Like the statement that they said that 2 developers left, but one of them, Prominence, who was one of the original developers, left a year ago. Mm-hmm. And there was a bit of confusion because while the date was on there, people read it as 2 developers leaving because of the C&D, and that's not true. However, there is good news. Again, the group is still together, and not only that, but the developers of Skullgirls, in the comments of one of the EvoShoryuken.com posts, said that, hey, if you want our engine, we're willing to offer it for you, or something like that. So it is possible. I can't say for certain. I'm not affiliated with Main 6. I have no idea, but it is possible that we could see an independent fighting game made by them with the Skullgirls engine. And if that happens, I cannot wait. So, as far as Fighting is Magic goes, Dead in the Water, that statement that they released, thankfully cleared up a lot of stuff that I had known for a little while. Other people may have not, and it explains it a hell of a lot better than I could.
Yeah. So, and there still is the rumor that Lauren Faust is offering, or at least offered up, but no further information on what that entails or anything at this time. So.
Yeah, again, that's everything is completely up in the air, and on my shows on Celestia Radio, as I get news, like as things happen in the Skype chats, I always talk to Oreo the Wolf or Cam, who are two prominent members of the fighting game Bronies. I always tell them, hey, can I say this on air? And if they say yes, I do. So just listen to my shows, and I will give you news as they happen.
Okay. All right. Well, awesome on that. I think that takes care of all of the news that we have at this time. And as usual, we don't have any fix because we haven't done fix any yet. We're going to have to revamp those back up because, well, it is the summer and we're going to have to try and find some stuff to occupy us. Here's your fix, sunny skies all day long. I say it all the time. You get used to it. Really good. So I think the big thing that we can do topic time before, if we see if any names filter into this, is Las Pegasus Unicon.
Yes.
We are here. At the convention is the Sunday, so I'm recording this a day later than normal. We have seen a lot happen. We have seen a lot transpire in the past 48 hours. So let's do this. Fetch, you're down there. You're doing the vendor thing. How was getting here to the con, or how was everything for you thus far?
Oh, getting to the con was fine, but just overall sales have been rather slow for me.
A little slow bit, yeah.
Usually at cons I can't see JJ most of the time, but we've been making faces at each other for a bit this time.
He's been. Well, you've been doing a little bit successful. I understood you. All of your all your Lunabutt mouse pads have actually gone pretty well.
Yeah, I sold all my Lunabutt mouse pads and all my Rainbow Dash mouse pads.
Cups.
So sad.
Yeah.
Luna butt.
Yeah, Starry kind of wanted one. We were making the joke that we needed to make sure Tetra Pony had one, and then we found out Tetra Pony had one.
I already gave him one. It's like, oh, Tetra loves Luna.
It's like Luna fan
one.
number one. I'm like, oh, there's a huge surprise there. All right, well, that's good. Have you done anything else besides the convention? Have you? I mean, we are at a casino, and there is a billion kinds of food around here. What has your off hours been filled with?
I think I just pretty much crashed on Friday, but then yesterday I wandered off with Atler and two of his friends who drove in from California to see him, and we went over to the Venetian and ate in the Tao restaurant there, which is an interesting place. You end up eating in the dark pretty much, and we also wandered over and saw the gondolas there, and I was like, that doesn't look like they're actually rowing those, and oh, they have a little propeller on the bottom. They're totally cheating.
Jerks.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool on that. Have you been able to actually hit the street or hit the strip or do anything else out there in the great wide world of Las Vegas?
I never bothered to wander the strip because basically everything I need, craps tables and blackjack, is in the hotel.
They scare me so much. I kind of want to show up at a table, but I don't have the commitment of just like, all right, here's $200. I'm going to sit down on the table.
That's just it. You don't need 200. Like, I'll tell you a little story of what happened Friday night. Friday night, I dropped $40 on blackjack because I saw Mitch and Cindy, M.A. Larson and Cindy Morrow playing blackjack, and so I decided to sit down next to them. I played with them for 15 minutes, but they left to go see Michelle Krieber play, and who should come up next to me 5 minutes later and sit down but Lee Tokar.
Yeah.
A very giddy, very drunk Lee Tokar.
He's the best when he's both drunk and giddy.
Without a doubt. And he must have rubbed some luck off because everybody at that table while he was playing, except for Toxic Mario, walked off with a profit.
Nice.
Like I walked off with $85 more than I invested, which was $40. He walked Tokar walked off with $700 plus.
Nice.
We had some other guy who walked off with over $250 because of a ridiculously lucky bet. He ended up bonusing blackjack for $5. Tied blackjack with the dealer, 50 to 1 odds. Walked off with over $250.
Wow.
So yeah, the casino has definitely been amazing because gambling with bronies is better than gambling with anybody else.
See, I've only been hitting the slot machines as I've been here, and on Friday we just sat down. There's a Michael Jackson machine down there.
Yeah.
That is just it's both. It's both fun and hilarious in its own way because every time you hit a button, it's like hee-hoo, hee-hoo. You know, you're hearing all these Michael Jackson things. Yes, it's that the whole time.
That sounds like a very disturbing machine.
It's very, very weird. But no, the first day I went down there, I popped $40 in the machine and got back $130. So I actually, I was like, whoa, okay. Cash out the moment that happens.
I have never seen a slot machine actually pay out.
Yeah. Of course, then I went to them with the subsequent later days. We're like, let's make lightning strike twice. Nope. So,
Lightning, when it comes to gambling, does not strike twice. When it strikes once, gamble again. Just don't gamble too much, and then come back again. So for lightnings to strike again, because it usually happens every other time.
Mm-hmm. I need to wrap my head around craps because just watching everyone around the table looks so fun.
Craps is one of the most exciting games you can play. I will totally teach you later tonight.
Well, if I've got the cash to toss around that way, I also am leaving tonight, so we'll have to figure out what happens there.
Okay.
So that definitely. I love the fact it's just a big communal experience. So everyone just around, just like all tense and just putting things around, waiting for just him to hit it against the backboard. And it just seems like a neat Blackjack, you're fighting the dealer for the most part. Poker, you're fighting the dealer and those around you. And that's just kind of one of the things of it feels like complete random.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's been kind of neat. Food-wise, it sounds like you've been hanging around here, or you two have both been hanging around here for the most part. So just a lot of food courts, any pepper mills, stuff like that. Peppermill's pretty good.
I posted a picture of the giant plate of nachos they had on Reddit. Got quite a response.
Peppermill's pretty good. That place is like, if there's a good place to just be like, if you had to type into Wikipedia, or if you had to Google what is Vegas, that's a pretty good start of just like, oh, it's this restaurant's full of neon and trees, and everything has this like fey forest look to it. And by the way, you can eat nachos and fries. It's very bizarre, and just kind of like the not opulence, but just the kind of like quirkiness, pretty much. As for kind of the other stuff, of course Starry's been here, so we've been going out and doing some more date-ish stuff. On Saturday, we went out twice to two very big, expensive meals. First one was the buffet at the Wynn, which we did a champagne buffet.
Oh my.
So that got a little pricey, but yeah, it was all you can drink champagne, all you can eat of this like five-star buffet. It's trying to come back up to remind me. And it was absolutely it was delicious. They had some really great stuff, and just they were making things left and right. And that casino is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. It's really stunning. And then the day after, Starry really loves French food, so we went over to Paris and we went to I'm flaking on the name. I'm probably Twittered it, so I'm sure some of you out there can that are in the stream can actually restate it. But we had a nice dinner there, wine, escargot, steak frites, and then just kind of looked around. It's not as great of a casino, but the restaurant that we were in is really nice. It would have been, if it was not as windy, I was hoping we could actually catch and watch the Bellagio fountains and everything, just kind of lose it out there.
Yeah.
But
it's been rather cold and windy all weekend.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm inside most of the time.
Yeah, that's the benefit. You can go around in a short sleeve shirt and not be too bad. I get a nice little windbreaker here, so when it gets cold, you're not too bad on it. As for conventions, or to move back a little bit closer to the convention, you've been doing a lot of the streaming with Celestia Radio.
Correct.
So who have you gotten in so far? What's been some of the real tour de forces you've had come around your way?
Okay, on Friday we had, I know the big heavy hitter that everybody freaked out about was we had M.A. Larson on stream, and that dude is one of those guys that doesn't. He's very, very relaxed, and I think we never told him this, but I think he knew that it was an uncensored stream because he started swearing during the interview, and I did not expect that, and it was awesome. We also had Neil Draw Ponies interviewed. He's downstairs in the vendors right now and making more money than anybody else in that room. It's insane. I mean, he makes his living doing it. We had him up here. We had, I know we had Aviators here for an interview as well, because he's a fan of the station. We had Saberspark and AC Race Best up here as well. That was a fun interview. We also had Mike the Microphone here earlier this morning, doing a nice little chit chat. I know you were there. You kind of invaded the interview.
I invade whatever I can.
Yeah.
I help out. I help out however I can. And I've been helping out the Celestia Radio crew. With this, pretty much 99% of the equipment here is kind of my last minute, just kind of like, this is how we're gonna do it. All right, here, go. So and
it worked out. It's fine.
It's been working fine. My poor little wireless router has been chugging along and sending you all the bits and bytes you need.
Congrats! Shoutouts to 4G.
If we were using the hotel Wi-Fi, you would be hearing.
If that.
Yeah. Or nothing at all. And yeah, I've been liking the fact that, my equipment's been going to use, because trying to do a stream all by myself or, with me and Sandy for an extended amount of time is tough. It's really tough. So having people that can rotate in and keep providing content, and so, I could actually go out and check how things are going, that's a major benefit. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what other stuff can be mentioned? Fetch, you mainly been just doing the dealer's room down there and then coming back to your room?
I've been behind a table most of the con, so I have no idea what else actually happened here. I had the great honor yesterday of being invited to a little soiree, I will call it. Dusty Cat of Everfree Network, who's a good friend, awesome guy. I really love him. He's an old time friend, and through thick and thin he sticks with me, regardless of what goes around. He's a true friend. So, but he had a little soiree up in his suite, and we go up there, and it's everyone. It's Andrea Libman. It's Peter New. It's Lee Takar. It's pretty much. I felt like half of Vancouver's voice acting staff are there, and it's just absolutely crazy. I was having an actual conversation with Amy Keating Rogers, and she had to break the conversation to go, listen. I'm sorry. I just need to turn. Daniel Ingram's here, and I've never talked to him. And I was just like, but you work on the same. Wow, like it's so interesting because like the writers are so separated, and and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. It's just interesting how these people who have interacted and that they work together so much to create something that we love are so divorced from each other in a way. The writers have their summits and they pull everything together and then they ship that up. And and then that gets produced by DHX to actually make it. But it's really interesting to see people. I'm trying to remember. Who it was. I think it was Celestia's VA is
Nicole Oliver.
Nicole Oliver went up to M.A. Larson and just started swearing about some of the stuff that he makes her do. And it was just like, I'm not sure she knows she's doing that with that much in her, but it was absolutely great just having that time. I posted a picture and I'm like, I was sure that anybody, 99% of bronies would have just died to be a fly on that wall. It was a really great time. I got to of anyone, I got to spend the most time talking with Amy Keating Rogers and his husband. Her husband. I'm sorry, the genders are dumb in my head. Spent a lot of time talking with Amy Keating Rogers and her husband. They are great. Like, I absolutely love them. They are. If you gotta say, they are the cute, like, quirkiest little couple, just bouncing off of each other. With some of the stuff that we were talking about. I can't go into specifics, but a little bit late last night, I was dead tired. Got back to the room at 2:30 in the morning, and I almost was going to make a tweet of just like spent the day writing with Amy Keating Rogers. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, just like totally nonchalant, just like I was helping write Amy Keating Rogers.
Well, I just love how all of the show's staff, they're so personable, they're so willing to talk to you, they're so approachable and stuff like that. It's just an absolute joy. And I mean,
Ingram.
Yeah.
Well, you went to the dinner.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Unfortunately, I was too late. I was like a last-minute addition to the Celestia Radio staff to the con.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have the time to actually be able to pay for the dinner. So I was not able to go.
Well, do we have someone here that can speak about the dinner?
Okay, Brony. We're going to be switching off. Just a second.
Is it? Where? Okay, we can switch. Tell you what, Fetchbeer, would you mind switching across?
No.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Fetchbeer, for jumping in here. And that way you can get back to your table and sell what you can. Oh, it's all right.
Here you go.
All right.
How does one work
Excellent.
this thing?
Set you down in here.
I think so. Oh, no, that's the table.
Yep.
The table's been hijacked, apparently.
Oh no!
What?
Things have gone crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yep. All right, we're getting clipped in here. All right, we doubled up. We got a double new set of guests here. All right. Sitting in chair number 1, who we got next to me?
Pony One Kenobi.
I know you. You do music. Music face. All right. So Pony One, we know you just because you do a lot of the music stuff as well as the Beetle Bronies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a audio file that's going to have my voice on it sometime soon.
Very soon. I released the demo for that a week ago. I was going to play that song. Didn't end up working out, but yeah. The demo is out. I'm going to use that in my Rainbow and Rooted track.
I'm curious of the 10 minutes of files I sent you.
That was hilarious.
Which of those?
Sorry, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. It was fun because we did it all on the stream, and just all the fans were just like, "Do it this way." Like they were the ones that were just like, whenever you say Rainbow Dash, you go Bodash.
Bodash.
Yeah, and I was like, I never noticed. I go Rainbow Dash. Just try and get rid of her as fast as possible. And seated over there in the back, who do we got going?
I'm DJKBrony of Celestia Radio. I'm DJ and program director of the station. Here on Bronyville, of course. Excited to be here.
Hey, good to have you, man. All right, so we have 2 very important things, as said, with every single set of guests that we got to bring inside of here. Definitely important. We'll start with Pony One Kenobi. Favorite character, favorite episode?
I don't think it's changed since last time. It's got to be Fluttershy, and then actually, my favorite episode might have changed. We got to go with Hurricane Fluttershy.
Oh, very good. I actually caught that one a while back, and I was surprised at how fully featured that episode.
Exactly. It's an episode that features Fluttershy, and it features her staying in character the entire episode.
Yeah.
And isn't based around her breaking character, becoming assertive Fluttershy or something.
Definitely. Or she does it, but she does it in her way.
Exactly.
Okay, DJ, yourself?
Twilight Sparkle, except
there you go. Finally.
I also love Lyra, as seen by the plot.
We're a man of 2 hearts. Well, except okay, so you like Twilight Sparkle, and Lyra's fine because we are Chef and I are the Lyra and Bonbon of radio shows, as we like to say. You can't be separated. I'm the Bonbon, he's the Lyra. So you're warming up my heart over here. You're a man of my own cloth. So that is wonderful.
And
okay.
Favorite episode? Got to say, season 2 finale.
Good. What would be your reason for the season 2 finale?
I really feel.
And are you putting the 2
I'm
episodes
putting
together,
them
or just
I'm putting them together.
Okay.
Both parts, because
Cheater.
I feel at the end of that, no episode has really left me as speechless and ready and waiting for the next season that. Season 3 ended, and I was like, I'm ready. This is going to be great. Season 4.
I still say the season 2 ender, if they would have given us a week, between those 2 episodes, fandom would have lost their brains.
They would have.
Like, just
Yes.
would
The
have.
way that episode ended, like, oh, this is like, oh, she doesn't like, wait, what? Oh my gosh, they went there?
Yeah, it was just
What?
and like I loved watching all the stream chats because people were like, "Oh shit! Oh!" Like it was just like, "Oh whoa!" Like nobody of all like the weird leaks and stuff. That was actually probably one of the ones where they did such a good job containing the really interesting stuff because we were all like,
We had no clue.
There's a wedding and there's something going on."
It was an excellent use of at the time, like the 2 episodes, just it didn't feel rushed. It was very well spaced. It was a well written story.
Yeah,
really good.
that's a good one. I'd have to say it's probably right there in my top 3. Still, Luna Eclipsed. Good episode. Features
Awesome
Luna butt,
episode.
so Luna Pone. All right. Well, DJ, you actually had some information because there was a special dinner that happened here at Unicon the other day. And you guys got to sit with Daniel Ingram, so I got to know how that went.
Yes, I did have the pleasure of sitting with Mr. Ingram last night, just to his right, actually, just like this situation right now.
Or
You're Daniel.
were you nestling against arms in the
Yes,
same
I was
fashion?
occasionally rubbing shoulders just to, oh, Ingram.
If you're not on the stream, you watch some man love right here. So.
But more or less, he's just an incredible individual, so easy and well-spoken, outgoing. I was so pleasantly surprised. It was the least spaghetti dinner, awkward.
They didn't serve spaghetti,
Nothing.
or they did serve spaghetti.
No spaghetti.
If they served
available at the
spaghetti,
dinner.
though, that
would have been
a little
entertaining. But it was just such a pleasant conversation. There was absolutely no, of course, you always have the inner fan, like, oh man, I'm sitting with Daniel Ingram. But it was so, this well flowing, I guess you could say. And he started the conversation out more or less with a simple, I don't have a job unless you bronies and the people that watch the show Hasbro, you are the reason I have a job. And he really respects us for that. And initially, right out of the bat, he just says, what do you want? What have I not done to please you guys music-wise? And I feel like that's just so humble as a musician of his caliber to actually ask our opinions of his work and to really want to get an idea of how he can improve upon the series and what we would like to see. I think that's incredibly, like I said before, humble and just such a true testament to his character. And I really appreciate, the fact that he appreciates that we appreciate him. There's a lot of appreciation going on.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, there was that particular thing. There was the interesting point of like how much he works.
Yes, he has told us since 2008 he has probably had roughly 4 days off.
Yeah,
This being one of them.
And right now it sounds like all the way to October it's 7-day work weeks.
Yes. And of course, we didn't really know. We know that season 4 is going to be 26 episodes because he accidentally put that information on his repertoire. During the dinner, he goes, of course, season 4, I can't tell you if it's happened yet, but I can say that the bar has been raised significantly and that we should really look forward to what may or may not be coming. If you catch my drift.
How oddly ominous and like what may or may not be coming. Yeah, there's so much like weird. We're in such a weird spot right now where
it's like we completely don't care about contracts, but we respect them at the same time.
Yeah, like if we could keep going with the show just without any involvement, we totally would, but we can't. So, I always thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, like watching the latest finale, and there was a feeling of like finality. Like if that had been the series ender, I think we all kind of could have went, "Get going, Twi! You did it! You really did it!" Could have done that. But then it's like season 4, and we're all just going, "You did it! Now what are you going to do next?"
Yep.
I'm really kind of
confused.
lost.
What's happening?
Okay. So it was, I'm very curious about how all it's going to turn out. As I'm guessing we as 2 Twilight fans, a whole Alicorn debate is going to be something that's going to be very interesting over the summer, and I have a feeling It's still going to be a little weird, but I think it's going to probably settle in a little bit better so that once it happens, that people can kind of, we'll maybe be a little bit more used to it, or we'll get a little bit more understanding of this is going to be kind of the way that the show is going to go with it.
I almost see it, how Hasbro and the hub went about letting all the spoilers and leaks out almost as a double-edged sword, because of course there was going to be lots of uproar. Twi'lek, no, but we found out about it so early, it was obvious, blatantly obvious it was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was almost as if the majority of the drama happened far in advance.
Yeah,
and when the actual episode came, we were all prepared, it happened. Now we wait for season 4. But at the same time, it would have been, incredible to see the reaction of nothing had been leaked, and then suddenly it happens. And
I have coworkers that are not into Brony, but they know that I'm into Brony, and then they keep a close watch on Twitter, and it's just great when they're just like, "So why are you guys ticked off again?" I'm just like, oh, "All right,
What reason is it this week?
There's a character that's this, and it's turning into that, and I had to come up with some example. It was akin to." I really forget the particular example.
Mike had an example where it was kind of like this Gundam. I can't remember the example. It was relating to Gundam and the different mechs.
It's just one of those things where it's like, take a character that's much beloved, modify them in a way that makes them potentially far different than what they used to be, and then now you're in this area where you know what to expect from that character as they were, but now there's a little bit of uncertainty of how that character and the characters around them deal with this new change.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird uncertainty.
And I feel the stress on the matter got extrapolated so much because this fandom really does love to focus. We're used to the term favorite pony, and it's commonplace. We started this we started the podcast with the favorite pony, favorite episode. That's just normal. It's run of the mill for us. Favorite pony. Oh, you're supposed to have it right in the back of your head. So it's easy to see. We've associated being an alicorn with being almost above. And not in our hearts, but as far as the show is concerned, yes, that's kind of true. And when you get down to the nitty-gritty, I feel like a lot of people were probably ticked just because they're not a fan of Twilight and they're surpassing their favorite pony. Like, oh, I love Rarity, and this isn't fair. And it's
But
just,
really, Rainbow
it's just
Dash
so
as an alicorn would be weird.
Yeah, and
There's a fic about that.
Rainbow Dash alicorn would just be weird.
I don't know why I read
You
that.
don't want Pinky alicorn. Let's just agree with this. Like, I love Pinky, but Pinkicorn just be kind of crazy.
exactly, and that
Parties every time. Every pony must party now. Though I did enjoy in the finale how she can summon Greater Parade at any point now. Hey, I'm happy again. Summon Parade. Whee!
Pinky!
Pony, so go ahead and tell us how you've been doing, definitely been doing some of your music. So what's the con been like for you?
The con has been a mixture of sitting, walking, rehearsing, and passing out. Well, the Friday and Saturday was just full of just finding each of the musicians and trying to run parts of our set, because we're all coming together to perform when no one of us live near each other, so we all have to rehearse while we're here. So, but there's been a lot of that. Today's been the first day I can really just relax and just go around, do some shopping down the vendors hall. But there's a lot of rehearsal. But then yesterday night we put on the concert for all the acoustic, for lack of a better term, musicians, and that went exceptionally well. We were able to actually get a sound check this time at one of the cons, which has always been. We've always been really tight on the concerts. It's always been a bit of a pressure to try and get everything done on time. But last night went off incredibly smoothly. It's one of the best concerts the acoustic guys have had. Yeah, it was definitely fun.
Had a good time. There was the one yesterday and there was the one on Friday.
Yeah, the one on Friday. A little bit more hectic in that one because Michelle Krieber's plane was getting in late, so she ended up being the very last person to perform. But we were able to work things out. Everyone got their set. It was
Excellent, excellent. I just want to give an update to any of you out there. I've got some more information about some of the Las Pegasus rewards that are out there. Just the new information coming in from 8-Track over at EFR, adding in some rewards for donations. So this is for any of you online that want to get particular stuff out of this. Currently, $10 donations gets Michelle Krieber's new collab track with the Black Griffin. So if you do want to help out, you can get that collaboration that's coming out. $10 donation gets that for you.
Dang.
So if you want to go ahead and drop out 10,
I might.
go just run over
Black
there.
Griffin and Michelle?
Yeah. Just get that. $25 gets the Amy Keating Rogers Derpy ukulele song she just finished recording.
I missed that.
She just finished recording a Derpy song, and you get a copy of that. $25. A Derpy ukulele song by writer Amy Keating Rogers. That is there. We're going to add more as they can get confirmed. If you guys think of anything, reward details, etc. Currently, we're looking at just a little bit over 1,000, which we definitely need more. Anything that you can donate. Now we've got some great rewards for you guys online, so if you can assist, that is great. I'm sure retroactive on these, so if you have been adding, if you have been donating, these can go across to you. So definitely for you audiophiles out there, if you want $10 for the Michelle Krieber's track and $25 for Amy Keating Rogers' custom ukulele song about Dirt Pony.
You can be a Pegasister.
Great. Or maybe not. A Pegasister. Yes, there we go. I can actually.
That's
Show
painful.
over. Everyone go home.
That's it.
Rage quit on this. Let me see if there's anything else. I've been doing a lot of recordings. I've been carrying around a GoPro and doing some recordings. I'm going to have some wrap-ups of the convention thus far and just going around. Unfortunately, we've shipped out some really awesome package that Sai actually created for us. He created these nice little boxes with figurines, and we've got some pictures of them. If you want to come over here and just wave to the camera or anything, it's a really awesome package that donated in. So that was a real honor, and so thanks a ton. Tell you what, get close to one of these mics because you've got a little piece here that you wanted to show off as well. That one doesn't work.
Oh.
That one doesn't work. So you'll just need
Here,
to.
I'll just.
There you go.
Oh, you just gonna slip out?
There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, see, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yourself?
Good. I'm doing all right.
Just make sure you get it right. Just clip it for a
Right
moment.
here. Let's see here. Science.
Yeah, are you doing good? Doing good. Em's gonna love this part of the show.
I hope so. I hope I don't blow his eardrums out.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you did these awesome little boxes for me.
I did.
That you've been posting them on Twitter, and you've got a stuffed version of the three of us. So Sandy, myself, and Starry Night. Just these nice little handmade plushes of yours.
Yes, sir.
Supposedly Sandy was a real chore to try and get to get done.
And we miss Sandy. We wish he could be here with us today. But
Definitely.
He's playing his video games, so that's
Yeah,
awesome.
he is definitely taking care of the video games down in Texas. But yeah, you got those. You got the boxes. I think Starry went over to the UPS and shipped those out
very
today.
cool.
So make sure they get home nice and safe. Trying to ship those across on the plane was going to probably be a
I hope so.
a danger. But yeah, you've been making some other stuff. You've been making some other creations as well. And by the way, give your full name so we make sure the people on the stream.
Oh, hi guys. Well, I'm Cy Griffio. I did a little bit of everything for this con, I guess you could say. I've got, for the raffle we did yesterday, I had a custom Derpy Hooves necklace. It was made out of polished brass sheeting, had over about 120 some odd Swarovski crystals on it. And it was in the shape of a muffin, actually. So that was a lot of fun to make. We had a really good turnout. A lot of people showed up, so props to you guys for coming out and helping to support Tara Strong's Kiki's Recovery Fund. That was great.
Excellent.
And a little bit today, we have the charity auction coming up later today. So we have two pieces for that. We have a custom, what would you call it? It's a jewelry box. It has Rarity's cutie mark on it, but it's all done in Swarovski crystal. And aptly titled that Rarity goes to Vegas. So it would be something she would wear if she went to Vegas. And then we also have a Trixie box, which is a large kind of customizable jewelry box. and it has white felt sheeting inside it, so you can go ahead and put your own collectibles in there and all that fun stuff. I did have a miniature carriage I built with it, but unfortunately it kind of fell apart on the way down the flight, and it's in several pieces now back in my room. So, but it still makes for a great box, so that's a lot of fun.
That's good.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and you've been making that. You've got this neat little placard that you have with you.
I do. This is going to be a project I finish when I get back home. It's Las Pegasus Unicon High Roller Edition, so I didn't know what else to call it. But it will eventually have, what would you call it, a special piece inside it. It's going to have polished brass in the shape of Rarity's Element of Harmony. And it's going to have over 75 Tanzanite and Amethyst Swarovski crystals on it, making her shape. And we're not sure what we're going to do with it yet. Might go to auction, might do something to help support some of the Brony charities and stuff like that. But whoever gets it, on the back, we have signatures from pretty much every guest here, all 25 of them, includes all the writing staff, all 19 voice actors. Daniel Ingram's down there, Andy Price, who you've been talking about, do some awesome comic work.
Yep.
And the only one we don't have right now is Tabitha, so hopefully if I can find her, we'll get her to finish
We
the
can
set.
see if we can add her into that sheet.
Absolutely.
So yeah, very good stuff. Just wanted to go ahead and bring you on here. Thank
My
you very
pleasure.
much for what you're working on. Where can people
sir.
find examples of what you're making?
Well, I'm on DeviantArt. I have cygriffio.deviantart.com. Same thing on Twitter. It's just PSYGRIFFIO or at Twitter. And then my main site, which I have been a little busy trying to update right now, but working on it, is nicocristo.com.
Okay.
So, but usually my work shows up there. I'm on Twitter a lot, so you can probably see like previews of my work as I'm building it too. It's a lot of fun to build your guys' plushies too.
Hey, and great to have them, dude. They look great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm
Thanks.
glad to have the chance to help contribute, and thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, I'm just doing what we can. So we just appreciate the gift, and they look gorgeous. And we're gonna have them safely in home within a few days after we head back. So
I
looking
certainly
forward
hope
to
so.
that.
Absolutely. You guys have a great rest of the con weekend and enjoy yourselves. And absolutely.
All right, thanks, man.
Great,
Cool.
thank
You
you.
want to go ahead and just
Return your microphone here.
Slip on back.
Absolutely. Here you go, sir.
Back to
Absolutely,
me.
boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So is there anything else? I'm trying to think if there's any other big, pressing, fun crazies we should talk about. I didn't see any of the panels. I don't know if anybody can attest to any of those.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see many of the panels, but
I did have a nice conversation with the head of security yesterday.
And every one of them is from
Colorado.
Colorado, as we figured out.
Yes, they are my homeboys, Colorado brothers. And
Celestia Radio.
yep. Anywho, I of course there was the fire alarm yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
That was weird. That was so funny because it was almost like, have you ever wanted to meet your favorite VAs? Bing!
They're over
there. You go. Go catch a smoke with M.A. Larson. Just like.
that smoke.
there are a lot of rumors flying about though, and I finally just asked the head of security. I'm like, well, what happened? What went down? Legitimately. And it was indeed the kitchen staff didn't turn on the fume hood over their cooking.
Oh, really?
And it set off the alarm.
Oh, so it
I
wasn't
heard
even
someone
us.
open, like,
Good.
one of the emergency exit doors.
Nope, it was the fume hood in the kitchen.
Wow, I'm so happy it wasn't us. Because
Nope, it
I
wasn't.
immediately was like, I'm so used to just some dork at a convention going, oh, look how funny I am.
Oh man, I wonder how expensive this is gonna be.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad in that case that was.
The Bronies dodged the bullet there. We are not to fault. So
Yeah, that was just kind of a. I unfortunately left my camera though. I had my camera, my phone on during that time, so I was able to do that, and that gave us a nice little point to to bring that on. So just kind of hanging out, and it didn't last long. Everybody was outside for maybe 10 minutes, and then they were like, "Oh, okay, go back in," or vendors go back in. Do we have any idea? Like they had the vendors go back in, then they had the everyone go in, and then everybody but vendors leave.
that
don't
was
know.
just once again, I think, the lack of communication. That one door, there were two main entrances. One was really close to the vendor hall, and one was closer to the lobby. And all the security staff at the lobby were doing vendors first. Give them 5 minutes, then we'll do the rest of the crew, so on and so forth. The other door was like, we're good. Go in. And so, vendors were coming back like, okay, vendors are going to be here first, while, another group of a couple hundred people were
just
like,
filtering
we're back
in.
in, let's go. Ooh, there's no vendors here, let's check everything out. And of course, that can lead to lots of scary ideas of people, running off with something very expensive, which we don't want.
Ooh, look, Prince from JJ, swipe.
And there was also a rumor that someone stole like a plushie or some jewelry or something. That was also not true. Security confirmed that nothing got stolen. All the vendors are happy and pleased. If they didn't make any money, that was their own issue.
All right, well, let's do this. That sounds like that wraps up everything for Unicon that we are able to go into.
It is dry.
Oh God, my throat is so dry.
Like none of the musicians are from anywhere that's as dry as this. So we all come here. The air tastes like sand everywhere.
Yeah, it's very dry. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is comparatively pretty arid. I've never been so cotton-mouthed and just like totally parched in my life.
Everyone is just chugging water before their sets. So
You poor souls. I live at 9,000 feet in Colorado. This is a little humid for me, actually.
This is bliss.
This is a little humid.
See, I have a big pot of cold water where I live. It's still, but for some reason the air is not that humid. But it's just this big pot of cold water that just makes the temperature nice and pleasant all the time. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this. Let's move forward. We got emails. You can always email across Bronyville at bronyville@gmail.com. I think I'm probably going to end up reading these because I have my tablet, and I'm simply just going crazy and pulling stuff directly off of here. So I will be first, I will be second, and I will be third.
Excellent.
Or
Sounds like a good plan.
I could always hand it across or hoof it across, depending if we want to go ahead and go down the pun route to do this. So I'll start off with this, and I'm just going in order of most recently sent to least recently sent, and I'm not even quality controlling, so look out. Good day, AC, Sandy, Starry, and guests. I wanted to start by thanking you guys for this amazing podcast and for your continued support of something. Anyway, a while ago, I'm re-listening to the interview you guys had with Nicole, Ashley, not sure if spelled correct, and Andrea, was inspired by something Nicole said. She said that we all were elements of harmony, and, as with pretty much everything else, it got me thinking, if we were elements, which one of us would we be? Or which one of us would be which? Apologies for the weirdness of my last email. I was tired and stuff and not proud of on the brain. Your humble Australian element of honesty, empty tome, P.S. Sethisto is best ballad of Twilight Sparkle. A nice little joke of just, what ballad of Twilight Sparkle?
Ballad of Twilight Sparkle.
Good going, Seth.
The fanfic that's dead.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to pick an element, and you are that element. As much as I love Twilight, and see, magic is just a weird one to say that you would have, so it's almost like you can't just have that.
Yeah, that one's kind of...
Penn and Teller, element of magic. Or no. But no, if I had to go to mine, I'd go Pinky, laughter. It's enough of me. I do a lot of this stuff just because I enjoy knowing that, I'm bringing some people some enjoyment of, some additional fun that's in relation to the show. So, that's why she is my second favorite. Applejack being third, honesty, I find that very, very good. I end up feeling like I'm more generous often than not, but if it has to go down to one of them that I feel the closest to, it is happiness. So, laughter. So,
All right.
commit. What are you?
Okay, I think I'm going to have to go with loyalty.
Loyal.
Because I always...
Says the one with the dash hat.
Yes, the dash hat. Yeah, because I always just want to do what's best for my friends. I want to be able to help them out in whatever way I can. And I just love being able to come to these cons and meet them all in person, be able to be with them, perform with them. It's all about the friendships, man. You want to be close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go with loyalty.
All right, DJ, how about you?
When the question first got asked initially, what first popped in my mind was loyalty, because I'm loyal to Celestia Radio, all my friends that I've made in this fandom and whatnot. But I don't want to say that because I don't feel more loyal than any other person here. than you are to your own personal cause. So I'm going to go ahead and say kindness, because I have real hard trouble ever turning anyone down or saying my actual opinion on matters. I always want to be as kind of calm and collected and really straightforward, but almost to the point that I want to be more kind and indirect than be truthful, which can hurt me sometimes because I don't tell people the straight truth, and it hurts me later. But I feel like I'm always trying to be as kind as I can to everyone.
Oh, good. We got a decent collection here. Got a decent span of this. All right, that's good. I will go ahead and pass the pad over to Pony Kenobi, and you can go ahead and get that one. It's a little bit more. It's a little beefier.
Right. Hey, AC, Sheffers, Starry, and insert guest name here. Now that the finale has aired and the fandom seems nowhere near as shaken or destroyed as some had predicted, I still didn't enjoy it as much as other episodes in the season. Sleepless in Ponyville, Magic Duel, and Wonderbolt Academy were not just some of the best in the season, but also the entire show. As for the finale, the reason why I didn't like it was because there were too many songs crammed into it. While I would love to see an episode that's nothing but a musical, this one wasn't it. There were too many story elements that simply could not be told through the songs. Plus, the ideal musical episode, in my mind, would be most likely be comedy episode, which the finale certainly wasn't. But the strange thing is that while a musical would be perfectly fine, I don't actually like most songs on the show. Gasp, opinions.
No.
While I can appreciate the talent and skill required to make these, I just feel like they break the flow of the narrative, and it takes quite some time to get back into the normal flow of things. And for an episode where there are several elements to the story, like the finale, to have more than 2 or 3 songs completely detaches the audience from the narrative, in my opinion. What about you guys? Do you think that the songs in MLP detract from the episode's actual content? I've always felt like my favorite episodes in this show have been the ones that didn't have any songs in them. Regards, no, not the bees. P.S. I hope this doesn't come off as spammy, but I'd like you guys to mention this Kickstarter. Right?
Never mind. I'll put that up in the show notes when I set one up. There's a Kickstarter, Coins of Harmony, 6 collectible coins that is up on Kickstarter at this time. So you can find that if you search on Kickstarter. Let me see if I have any other defining information if I can pull off of that. Projects, Coins of Harmony, 6 collectible coins by Zenbatu X. So there's that, and they are about a little over than halfway their goal. So, but this is an interesting question considering we have 2 individuals here very heavily in the music side of everything. What are your feelings?
I've only watched the finale once. I didn't like it the first time through, but then I've heard a lot of different opinions from lots of different people. I have yet to go back and watch it with that new perspective, but first run through, I kind of felt the same way, how there's just too many songs just crammed in. I know there are extended versions of the songs, and if they gave them like an hour, that might have been a spectacular sort of musical episode. But
the Destiny song was pretty good. And I think if it comes down to the songs in there, I actually kind of enjoyed the Destiny. For some reason, the tune is leaving me, but I recalled that one. Yeah, I like that one. There we go.
The one I did like was what's it? Oh, frick.
The Twilight Sad One song was actually
Twilight Sad song. Oh yeah, that was actually good. I'm coming back to these, and now there was actually really good elements of it.
Was catchy.
Yeah,
it was,
and of course,
a little catchy. The Waking Up in the Morning song was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, think about it. Most of those songs were pretty good. This like
I'm going back through them. Like, yeah, I didn't like. Wait, no, I like that.
And then you go like Nicole Oliver's like Great Celestia ballad. It's just kind of like that was one where you're just sitting there going like, "Be a man, be a man. We know it's coming. Be a man."
Yep.
So it was. I think I would say. There are some. The more I listen to particular songs, the more I warm up to it. I don't think I was. I don't think I was as. I didn't like Bad Seed as much as I did in later viewings.
Exactly.
I just didn't like later. At first viewing, I was kind of like, that's a little too pop for me. Like and then finding out there was a rock version, I'm like, you should have posted that one.
Such a friggin' pop.
I am a pop hater. So what?
Played Babseed last night. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it.
It was great.
But the more I listen to it, I'm like, this is pretty good. I also think in service of the episode, it can do really good things. I mean, think of
A true friend.
well, the one I'm thinking about is Smile.
Oh,
Like that's a great song, but if you were to take that out and just have the whole Cranky Doodle Donkey thing, not that strong of an episode. Like it's an okay episode, but it's just not as strong without that just pinned right into it.
I actually really like this question because having in the past 2 days, and this is just complete irony, I have talked about that episode with both M.A. Larson and Daniel Ingram, the man who wrote it and the man who made the music for
Yeah,
it.
the last episode or
The last episode,
Okay.
the finale. And having spoken to Mitch about it, when he drafted it, it was a 2-parter, and they cut it to 1, and apparently that really irritated him, but it is what it is. And Daniel later explained when that happens, they still wanted that same amount of information and storyline put into of the original script into a single episode. And Mitch and Daniel both pretty much unanimously agreed that the only way you can convey that much information in such a short amount of time is the song. And Ingram went into the specifics of how you can convey a storyline solidly and still get the information vaguely across with a song, just for the sake of saving time. And that's when they decided to make the decision, okay, this is going to be very musical-esque. The only way we can fit this much in is to make it a musical. And Ingram even said that very little of each of those final songs had to be cut. Some had a good portion cut off, but for the most part, most of what he wrote for as far as songs went into the finale. So I feel, maybe if you weren't a fan of those particular songs, and if you're not a fan of songs in episodes, of course you would not have been a fan of that episode.
Blasted songs. Why are you in my episode? Episodes 1 and 2 didn't have songs. Did
wait.
they?
Yeah, they did.
No, dag.
Giggle at the Ghosty.
Dang it. How did you know? I can't remember that far back. That was like years ago. What do you know?
So basically,
15 minutes? Yeah, we'll hit that.
if you didn't like it, then it's understandable if you don't like songs, but they did what they had to do to make it work.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it.
I mean, there's no problem with not liking things. That's totally fine. All right, let me hand this across to DJ.
Is it
Here
just
you
the
are.
top one?
Well, it's just the one that's
Oh.
there.
Oh, man. Ahoy, hosts, guests, and other co-hosts, and greetings from the frozen northlands of Canada. I'm a big fan of your show and have left a rating and a review on the Canadian iTunes store, but I'm trying to keep this short. So, first, a question. Why the lack of fanfic suggestions in the last few episodes?
Yeah.
Second, a suggestion. If you guys don't have the time or inclination to do fic suggestions anymore, would you be willing to air audience suggestions? Fic is, or the 3 mainstays of Brony art, being fic, music, and drawn art, the most often ignored and looked down upon despite having just as many people putting in just as much effort into it as any other school. Several listeners have stated that your suggestions got them into reading fictions. I think it would be a shame if you let this practice die out. If you guys don't want to make your own shoutouts anymore, I know I'd be willing to give you 3 or 4 short blurbs or mini reviews a week to read over the air. Third, a bit of news. The signups for the second print run of Fallout Equestria have been reopened. Spots are going fast, but there is still a couple hundred slots left at this point. Maybe give your listeners a little heads up. Then there's a link. I'm sure you can put that in your show
they can
notes.
be put in.
In closing, I just want to say thank you for all your wonderful work. There isn't much in the way of nerd culture around up here, let alone Brony stuff. So your show really helps me get to the week. Cheers, Fidala.
Awesome.
How's serendipitous?
Hooray.
I'm working on the book project.
Oh, there you go. So what can you tell us about the book project?
Well, we reopened the sign-ups. We're back to a higher peak since we need to actually get the books shipped to somewhere that we can ship them out. We didn't have a space for a certain amount of books, but we worked out more space so we can store the books while we're shipping them out to all the people that bought them. But yeah, we brought up the cap. It's probably gonna go really quickly. We're gonna do a couple little edits to the actual book itself, but it should be about the same as the first run, and it's looking to be. We're trying to get. I think the current goal is to get everyone's their books by BronyCon. We have a much more set schedule this time around, so it's gonna be a bit more streamlined and what's it called? Professional. So yeah,
Professional.
professional.
Let's see. As for as for our thing of lack of fanfic suggestions, reason for that is simply because we actually did have episodes coming out. It was a lot to take in an episode and do fic readings.
Yeah.
For the week, it is a lot. Also, we are, our schedule is getting more busy, so it actually is a little difficult for us to do fic suggestions. Even when we were doing them, sometimes we were deferring to going to old fics. Hence today, me saying go read Sunny Skies all day long. If you do have fic suggestions and you can do tiny little blurbs, like ones that are really easy for us to force in, by all means, send that across to us, bronyville@gmail.com. Would absolutely love to have them. Please make sure that you do know the content. That there are specific ones I don't that we won't do. Yes,
Can
baby.
you please make sure when they do that in the subject line, put fanfic?
Yes, and make sure when you send those across, do like fanfic : and however you want. That way we know that it's a fanfic review, and just like 1 or 2 sentences, or maybe 2 to 3, just to understand none of the particularly saucy stuff, and try and stick away from the grim if at all possible. Shipping, I'm fine for it. Story doesn't like it, whatever. Do your thing.
But there are a couple.
Yeah, Starry don't care.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There are quite a few fanfic authors around here. Penstroke is here. I still need to meet him. Author of course, Past Sins. Just still a good fic if you guys like that kind of stuff. Somber, the author for Fallout Equestria Project Horizons, is also around. I got to talk with him. That was pretty cool.
Okay, let me just scroll through here. Today's the 24th, isn't it? What's 24 minus 7?
24 minus 7 is going to be 17.
17? Okay, so I know how far back I need to go on these.
Also, a cool fic I can.
I know we're getting close, but we don't have one cool thing.
A cool fic I could suggest is called the Sweetie Chronicles.
Oh, are we already going to go ahead and do this? All right.
I'll just do one. Just the Sweetie Chronicles. Basically what it does is Sweetie is actually like dimension hopping through different fanfic universes. Mm-hmm. So it'll give you like a base. You can read the fic it's based on, and then you read how Sweetie Belle interacts with that universe as she's dimension hopping. It's really cool. It's very interesting, and it's a very interesting characterization of Sweetie Belle, because Sweetie Belle's actually becomes Twilight student and learns a lot of magic, and becomes a really interesting character in this way.
Okay, well, good. We have officially moved over into one cool thing stuff.
Okay.
So we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. Let's see. So any of you that have sent emails across, we will handle those in a upcoming version. Our time is getting just a hair bit short here. Let's see. Oh wow! All right, that's very nice. Binary Bros just said, "Pretty awesome to hear final draft. Give props to Bronyville for crafting up the Las Pegasus hashtag. Yay! Yay! We're being friends now." But my one cool thing, I'm going to go ahead and steal something and say, I understand the Celestia radio people are starting up a TV network. And you should probably go check that out. I wonder if I could have a Celestia radio person actually explain it a little bit better than I could.
Oh, that could be me. Well, basically, around, and a lot of people think that this was just our response to a lot of the new networks coming out. Far from the truth, we've actually been in production of Cancelot TV for roughly 4 months now, maybe longer. I just kind of joined the program as far as the TV is concerned because I work in radio as my main profession. Work for a couple radio stations. So I'm used to radio. So when the TV idea came about, I was a little hesitant at first, I will be completely honest, but it's far exceeded my expectations so far. And what we can expect is we do have an initial schedule already created as far as regular programming. We're hoping for 24 hours a day programming on the TV. No offline, please wait, we'll come back later. We want to be somehow able to air constant PMVs, music videos, fan projects that are on YouTube and whatnot, getting permission from artists to have a constant stream of entertainment going. Of course, we have several, I think about 4 or 5 Let's Plays planned out. I think they're just once a week, something very simple. Other live shows, Pixel Perfect Pony Show. That was previously a podcast on Brony State. That's going to be I believe, that used to be on that program. But that's going to be finally airing with, they've been doing it on the radio, and that was very hard for them because they're not used to doing it just with audio. So now they're going to have their visual as well. We have a plethora of other programs on the way. Of course, I would just like to take this moment, if you are interested or you feel you have an idea that could be Canterlot TV programming that you would want to suggest to us, we are more than open to ideas. We're always looking for new staff. If you think that you have what it takes to be part of Canterlot TV, send us an email at our info at ponify.me. I believe it's on our contact page on our Celestia radio website.
And if someone has a show that they think is worthy to jump onto the network, just same contact?
Yep, same contact. Basically, we all get the same emails. We just have one nice Celestia radio. We'll make sure that we read it, and if we think it's worthy, then we will be more than happy to get in contact with you and make sure it happens.
Okay, awesome. So DJ, I probably took your easiest choice for a one cool thing. Is there any link or something out there you think is particularly cool, or anything that you want to pimp out?
You know what I'm going to go ahead and mention is we have Derpy Hooves News here, of course. A lot of people don't know about Lyra Heartstrings, though. That's their other website for their entertainment. That's their answer to, having two great websites. I'm personally a huge fan of Lyra Heartstrings website. Beautiful website. The entertainment news on there is beautiful. So please, if you're a veteran to other news sites and if you just check out DHN, check out Lyra Heartstrings as well. It's an awesome website.
It's a beautiful looking site, and it's got tons of stuff. It's got some of the, for those of you that, I believe it's got all of the backlogs of some of the mentally advanced series and some of the other stuff that got taken down. You can catch up on those and find them. They are listed there on the website. So you can actually go and find those, though they're not, accessible on YouTube. You can actually go and get them there. As I said, it's a gorgeous website. So, okay, excellent. And you know what? I think that actually takes us straight into a close. I want to thank both of you for joining in this episode, as well as any of the rotating guests that have been with us today. This con has been crazy, has been interesting, and as with this show. So thanks to you two, as well as thanks to our collection of guests who have rotated in the past hour.
Oh, my pleasure, Apple Cider. Thank you for having me on.
It's been awesome.
Hey, glad to have you. And just to do the rundown, also, big thanks to anybody watching right now. We love all of you in the stream. We love all the listeners. And we also love any of you that are listening to this on your podcast, on your audio devices. We love every one of you. We do all of this crazy stuff because really you are a gracious, generous, and awesome group of people, or ponies, depending on which way you like to play with that. And we just love to produce content for you. So it's your love feeds our love to create this stuff for you. So, if you want to go ahead and find out more about my particular show, you can go over to bronyshow.com or bronyvillepodcast.com. If you've got an email you'd like to send across to us, that's bronyville@gmail.com. We love iTunes reviews. We have gotten nearly 800 reviews on iTunes, which is getting terrifically close to really knocking down some of the big names out there. We are constantly fighting the evil demon Kevin Smith for some of his spots. So we are doing what we can. If you want to head, we are on Celestia Radio, if I remember correctly, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, and 11 p.m. UTC. If you want to go ahead and follow, my Twitter account is at Bronyville, Chef's is at Chef Sandy. I have the Bronies of Northern California, and he has the North Texas Bronies. And I think that was everything I need to say. I've done this so many times, I remember it now. How wonderful. All right, and that's going to go ahead and bring us to a close over here for Unicon 2013, as well as Bronyville episode number 94. With that, sleep well, every pony. I'll hit that button.
Differences, something I learned today. the same. Whether or not we see eye to eye, it's not something with which we waste our time. At the end of the road, we stand tall, because our friendship can survive it all. Dear princess, something I learned today. Because of our friendships, our lives will never be the same. Whether or not we see eye to eye, it's not something with which we waste our time. At the end of the road, we stand tall, because our friendship can survive it all.
Friendship is a wondrous and powerful thing. And like the path cut through the orchard, there'll always be a way through. The best thing to do is to stay true to yourself. A special magical connection with her friends. Maybe even before she's met them. Spike, it's all so clear. Can't you see? Discord's trying to distract us from what's important. He knows how powerful our friendships are, and he's trying to keep us from seeing it. Do you remember what I said the first day we arrived in Ponyville? I told you that the future of Equestria didn't rest on me making friends. But the opposite is true. The friendships I've made since I've been here are what saved Equestria from Nightmare Moon. And now they need to save it from Discord. You're right, Spike. I've got to fight for my friendships. For them. For me. For Equestria!
Dear princess, there's something I learned today. Because of our friendships, our lives will never be the same. Dear princess, there's something I learned today. Because of our friendships, our lives will never be the same. Whether or not we see eye to eye, it's not something with which we waste our time. At the end of the road, we stand tall, because our friendship can survive it all.